Season 2, we're inside, indoor spots now. Today we're gonna be starting off at Scotia 9. I'm excited, I hope you guys are excited too. We had a really successful season 1, so shout out to all you guys for watching and enjoying these videos and asking for more. That's why we keep doing them, is for you guys. Scotia 9 is one of the most iconic path spots, and that's why we wanna start strong with it. The path system is the largest underground mall in the entire world. It spans 27 kilometers wide, which is converted into 16 miles for all of our American viewers. This place was created in 1900. So it's now 124 years old, which is insane. This place has been here for so long, and Path is still being expanded to this day. But enough of all that, without further ado, let's actually get into the spot in the Scotia Plaza, Scotia 9. There's actually a lot of history that's gone down to this spot, and the stairs don't even look the same. The ground used to be completely different. These stairs used to be more of like a rough textured burgundy ground that when you'd skate on it, it kind of felt like a granite feel to it. And it was super rough when you try to actually skate the spot. It didn't feel the best. I remember trying to skate it back in the day and never really liked how it was. Also used to be pretty dark in here when you'd skate it as well. Like you'd have a little bit of the headlights, but they've definitely changed up some of the lighting situation in here, so it's definitely a lot brighter. People have been skating this spot since, like, I want to say that very early 2000s. I think it really became popular as a hot spot around 2004, 2005, especially with like the Bass Motion guys who were coming down here filming for Oriette, even a little bit prior to that when they were filming Environment. Let's check out the actual spot itself and kind of talk about kind of just the situation, give you guys an overall feel of everything. There's tons of run up for it, tons of landing space, and when you actually land through those doors over there, it was kind of like this safe zone. This spot was such a bust back in the day and still is, but once you were past those doors, you were in the clear between Scotia and Commerce. Both these rails, they were never here before as well. They were installed a few years ago now, but yeah, they were never here before when people would skate it. Actually getting time here like we used to, which was really only like 5-10 minutes tops back in the day, even just getting that these days is not really happening. There was actually a spot where people used to start and do lines at, and it's just 5-stair that's just around the corner. So it's kind of like a 5-stair to a 9-stair situation. You can even do a flat trick in the middle because there's so much space. These spots do have that eerie vibe to it where you feel like you're doing something wrong, which you are. The way the security would come out and the way they would like kind of come out in numbers especially. I remember a couple yellow jackets kicking out like Safa Benson, or when he does a switch ollie down the 9-stair. At the beginning of one of Devin Guinea's montages, you just hear somebody kicking them out, like obviously security, and you just hear him like, "Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!" But it's how we survive these Canadian winters, man, is like skating in these spots, at least back in the day, not so much anymore. That one always stood out to me. It's just like the way you would get kicked out at this spot was always super scary, and it'll always be embedded in my brain. Just when I come here, that's all I think about. It's not even really the tricks, it's just the security factor. This is the elevator that like they spooked Brandon Del Bianco getting kicked out with, and just screams at him like, "Hey!" You know, they're in the middle of getting kicked out, and Warren Oungen frontside flipped it, kind of Baker makered it, but there's also Warren, he just rides down the 9-stair when they're getting kicked out as well. Somebody fakey ollies it in the Bass Motion Path Montage number 2. There is 2 really good ones. My friend, who's no longer with us, Nick Donovan, Mitch Donovan's brother, he ollied this back in the day, and I remember that was like, you know, that was tough for him. That wasn't easy. So he put his hands down, and I just remember going like, sketchy as hell. That was just a clip that was always through my circle of friends that we would always talk about and reminisce on Nick Donovan for. But yeah, Lee Yanku in Hate Skateboarding video by Keaton, he pop shoved it back in the day. I want to say that was about 2007. Then you also have Matt Badgekar in that same video. I'm not good with my grab tricks, guys, you know this, but he did like 3 early grab, pre-grab tricks on it where he like actually tweaked the shit out of them. I gotta shout out the homie Eric Valentic with the kickflip. In an indoor Toronto montage by Derek Gustav, Dylan Moore, he also did a really good tweaked out kickflip on it.
Like most path spots, we got these intercoms. When you're skating these spots, they will literally yell at you as you're skating the spots. There's actually like a ledge over there on that side. I filmed my buddy do half calf nose and then pop shove into the bank pretty recently. Shout out Brandon Murray in an Adam Banks edit. He does ollie up and then ollie over the rail, which is fucked. Good old Scotia. And actually, this is the exact same material that was on the ground. Richie Francis And this was like the first time I ever got to film on this thing. And I filmed Richie do heel flip down this, so that was pretty sick. Cody Brown in Oriette, he did fakie pop shove on this. Matt Sullivan, he did switch frontside flip down this in Oriette. And then we got Cole Hacks, he did half cab down this. And then Richard Gagnon, he did fakie frontside half cab down this. Also did fakie ollie down this. And he also switch pre-grabbed it as well. Richard Gagnon also did front shove down it as well.
In switching it up back in 2006, Jordan Moss, I believe it's his ender in that part actually that he shares with Ryan Sheridan. He nollied the 9 stair. Sean Witten, he nollied the 9 stair as well. Kevin Teo, when he's like a fetus, varial flipped this thing. There's also a line that Kevin Teo does. He nollies the 5 stair and then like all in one motion, he just gets off his board and keeps it running. And then back 180s this, back down the 9. In the American Originals Toronto video by Eric Valente, Kevin Teo fakie flipped this. Justin Fabis, he did like a roast beef grab. I think it's like a roast beef at least. I don't know what grabs, but I know he also nollied it as well. Josh Forgs in that same clip of the day, he does switch 180 down it. And Teo does like the most effortless switch heel down this as well. Jordash Bouchard, he hard flipped down it. Shout out to Jordash, he had a really good hard flip. I feel like a lot of those path montages back in the day, or like those path sessions, you'd come here like after working hours and mostly like the nighttime, or you could even come here in like the daytime as well before like the lunch hour, before the lunchtime rush, and you can actually get some time in here. Otherwise, this place got heavy foot traffic and it's damn near impossible with everybody coming in, finishing work or going on lunch. It's almost not possible. We had to wait till kind of later on in the evening tonight to actually film this video.
Taking it back to 2005, 2006, Mitch Prima did frontside flip down this in the feature montage by Devin Guinea. He also nollie backside flipped it as well. Brandon Del Bianco did boneless down this. That's pretty crazy. He also does switch pop shove on it as well. In the friend section of Finesse, he did fakie front shove. Brandon Del Bianco does fakie front big spin. He also skated the 5 stair to the 9 stair in a line. He did nollie flip down the 5 and then did nollie front 360 down the 9, which is crazy. If you come over here, this is path. All of this is just underground. So basically just covers the whole financial and like somewhat a little bit of the entertainment district as well. Literally just every single like underground tunnel here is just filled with spots. 2014 is when it like really like they started to crack down. Like you come to Path and you like can't really, like you can skate. Like that's when Winter Ain't Shit came out. Also great video. But I think that was like the cutoff when people just like kind of stopped skating Path. 2015 onward, it just wasn't as skated as much as it used to be. And that's also probably because the people who used to skate this got older. Can't really skate inside of a place like this when you're an adult because it's a lot harder to get away with that type of stuff.
Slosher AV, he switch bonelessed it. In environment, Morgan Smith, he does nollie flip down this. Ryan Kinney, he nollie flipped this and he caught it like primo, but pulled it off. Seifa does nollie frontside 180 down it. Towards the end of his part in environment, he also does switch pop shove and a switch flip down it as well. Aiden Johnston, I believe he was the first person to fakie flip this. It has gone down as well, like I was saying, by Kevin Teo. A lot of the same tricks are gonna go down, by the way. Like you're gonna see some repeat tricks, but I just wanna shout them all out because like I was saying, like there's not a lot of time that you get at this spot. So you're gonna see a lot of ABDs and stuff like that just because people are coming down and just doing what they can and what's available within that few minutes. And yeah, John Koss did it in his clean witted edit that he edited himself. He frontside flips the 5 stair and then fakie flips down this one as well. But since we're on John Koss, I just want to mention his other line that he did too. Nollie backside 180 down the 5 stair, then fakie flip on flat, and then he also switched heels down the 9 stair. And that was actually in his official headwear part.
I believe. And then John Koss, he also does fakie frontside flip down this. And then we got Mike Maines. He does nollie backside 180 on it. And then in an Ontario underground video by Element, he also fakie heel flip this. And then in the same montage, Bobby DeKaiser, he does inward heel down this. He's got like the most gangst fitted and like outfit, and like when he lands, his fitted just goes right over his head. It's crazy.
In Winter Ain't Shit, which is another really good video that actually just became public again on YouTube. Shout out to Tyler Pearson Mullen for making that one live. Sando and Gotti, he did a lot of stuff on this, but going back to that 5 stair, he did a switch ollie on the 5, half cab flip on flat, then comes around and does a back 180 down the 9. Sando's done a ton of tricks on this spot. Fakey ollied it, did a nollie backside 180 on it, and the full cab was crazy. Like Cody Beaudry, he did pop shove on this one in Winter Ain't Shit, and he also kick flipped it too, which was like played back to back in the edit. And then Cody Beaudry also late shoved it. That's definitely an MBD. I think he holds that one as the only person to do that one on this.
Colin Finlater, he did nollie back big spin down this. Alex Neary, he did nollie V heel down this. That's a sick trick. And he also does a switchback heel on it as well. And then Morgan Smith in the blind video does switch big heel down this. And then Dallas Ives did the sickest. I remember like the beat drop as well. I was always like waiting for the beat to drop as he did the sickest switch front 360 down this. Those videos were like always the sickest to watch as a kid. And there was also all these like eerie tracks as well in the background. Like there was like in Eric's montage, I believe there was an RJD2 song, and that's super sick band for like this type of vibe. There's Blockhead in the Bass Motion videos. Yeah, man, Path videos were the best. Jaden Bono, he did back 360 down this. And in the same video, Stefan Boca does backside flip and tray flip on it.
Shane Eldridge, he did some crazy shit down this. He actually has one of the best, or like the most handful of clips, I should say, that are definitely like on the top tier list, in my opinion. I know he hard flipped this back when he was a kid. He also varial heel flipped it as well. I want to say it was in that same session. Come back some years later, just absolutely shutting this thing down for some Instagram clips. Ollie late flip on it.
Oh, it's coming, it's coming.
I did a backside big spin on it as well. Also double backside flipped this thing first try one night. How he could do that stuff just like that, ask Shane Eldridge, he's the man. TJ Rogers, he's done a good handful of clips here actually. He did switch 180 down the 5 stair and then comes around and then does hard flip down the 9. He also hard flipped it as a single too, like just without the line. He also varial heeled it back in the day. In an old winter montage, he actually nollie heeled the 9, which is actually the same day that he did nollie heel on Commerce 10. He just came here, kind of warmed up with the nollie heel and took it outside right after to the 10 stair. It's in a Slice Life Underground edit. He nollie and heels the 9 as well. It was perfect too. There was a Blind Sunday Fun Day where Wade Power filmed it and they were like kind of cruising through all of Path. It was like winter time, so they were kind of giving a tour of all the winter spots. TJ was trying switch front big spin. He puts it down a couple times throughout the night and then they come back at the end of the sesh and he ends up rolling the shit out of his ankle and hops through into that like corridor over there. And it's kind of a funny clip. Like it sucks that he rolled his ankle, but he's like, oh man.
So that was round 3 at Scotia. As you can see, I rolled my ankle. Oh my God.
He was all good at the end of the day. We used to have, and if you're from that time, you would definitely remember, he was a Path security guard. We used to call him OJ. He used to wear a black leather glove and he would try to fuck skaters up. And we used to have this OJ call where we'd be like, OJ, J, J. And like, I don't know, it was super funny back in the day, but he would chase you. I actually remember going through Commerce is where I mostly used to see him, and this takes you right through to Commerce. I remember eating the most shit like on a slippery floor because it's all marble ground once you go through there. And I was just running and skating so fast, I tried to get off my board. I slid across the ground and had to get up and keep running. But that's kind of how we lived, you know, our teenage years skating all these pass spots. Like a lot of times it was pretty chill when you get kicked out. They would just tell you to leave. But sometimes they took it super seriously and would really, you know, try to fuck you up and chase you out of here. So it was kind of unpredictable. You never knew what kind of security guard you were gonna get. Shout out to OJ, fuck. And that's it, Scotia 9. End of the first episode. of the second season. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, hit the like button. We're gonna be posting videos, every single Saturday as we always have been, 11:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. They're gonna come out for you guys. Stoked to get into more of these path episodes. I think these are gonna be, a lot different for people who are maybe not from Toronto, who are not used to seeing people skating all these indoor spots, because it's definitely different than I wanna say a lot of the rest of the world, to be honest. So I'm excited to kind of showcase that to everybody who's watching these videos, whether you're from Canada, the States, everywhere. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.